Welcome back, everybody. In the world of random holidays and theme months, we've been making some up during the commercial that I won't tell you about. We recently discovered that August is, not kidding, Admit You're Happy month. I didn't realize that admitting your happiness was that hard until I really started to think about it. Actually, yeah, our next guest can shed some happy light on this subject. It is time to ask the expert, one of our faves, Justine Froelker of JBF Therapy and Coaching, is a licensed professional counselor. Justine, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Is it really that outrageous that someone in the modern era would say, you know, I'm happy, I'm good with where I am?
I think so. Yeah.
I bet you don't hear it a lot in your office, do you? But that's
no,
different.
not in my office.
Yeah.
But we are in this like pain Olympics.
I love that phrase.
Is what we kind of
Tell
call
people
it.
what you mean by that.
Like, who has it worst? I'm so busy.
Yeah.
There's so much to do. Like, we just kind of like, rather than just saying like, I'm good, and being good, but then like we kind of get in this contest of like, who has the worst life?
And why do you think that is? Do you think it's because we carry some guilt, or we're afraid that people are going to think, well, you obviously you haven't bitten off enough of life. If you're happy and content, you wait until you see what else is out there. Is that it?
I mean, I do think that is part of it. I think ultimately we're wired for connection. And so when I say like, oh my gosh, life is so hard, I'm so busy, what are you going to give back to me? You're probably going to give back. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
Can I help?
And so that's connection. And we seek connection always, always, always. So I think that's a big part of it. But then another big part of it is like, it's the culture that we live in. We call it scarcity and comparison. I'm trained in Brene Brown's work, The Daring Way. And so what we talk about is that we kind of are all living in this life that anxiety is a lifestyle and productivity as self-worth. It's one of her guideposts that we talk about in The Gifts of Imperfection and in the curriculum. Like that we all have to be anxious because that's just the way our lives are supposed to be. Or that you aren't worth anything unless you are producing a ton. A ton of kids, a ton of money, a ton of whatever, you know?
Well, 1 out of 2 ain't bad for me. How do we realize that maybe we don't have it that bad, that maybe we are happy where we are? You talk about practicing these things. Can we practice happy?
Yeah, that's one of my chapters in my book, because I talk about that. Like, you have to practice happy to be happy. Happiness is a choice. That more and more of the research is pointing to that it is a mindset, it's a thought, it's practices that you do every single day to practice happy.
That can be tough for people to wrap their brain around.
I know.
So give us some concrete, like something I can do this afternoon to try to.
Well, you know, I'm a huge self-care person.
Oh, I know.
I mean,
I figured that would come up.
The self-care stuff, like meditation, people can roll their eyes, all of that stuff. I mean, I think coloring a coloring book, that's super easy. Yeah. That helps boost your happiness. My favorite is getting a weird hobby. Like
says the butterfly lady.
I know.
She breeds butterflies, which I think is
remarkable. Hobby ever.
I think it's great.
I have the weirdest hobby ever. But I like find something that gets you excited, like childlike wonder, excitement, and then actually make the time to do it. Not to produce, not to make money, not to check something off the list. You do it simply because you enjoy it. That's a hobby. Most people don't have hobbies.
Yeah, no. Because we say there's no time, because we're in the Pain Olympics.
Exactly. I'm too busy.
This is good. Justine, thank you very much.
Thank
It's
you.
a choice, she says. You can choose to be happy. Justine updates her blog frequently. The entries are always interesting reads there. We've posted a link to her blog and her website on greatdaystlouis.com. Kent Earhart.
Did I hear the term "the gift of imperfection"?
That's Brene's that's one of her huge. I love that book, The Gifts of Imperfection.
Man, am I blessed.
Embrace it. Love it.
We all are, actually.
I'm going to practice being
Pretty
happy,
imperfect.
just in case it ever happens.